We're going to continue on with anatomical terminology, specifically sections or planes. These are horizontal lines which are used to theoretically divide the body or regions that come together. So the first one we're going to look at is the sagittal section, otherwise known as the sagittal plane, which divides the body into left and right portions. These portions do not have to be equal, as we can see in this slide right here. On the left side of this body, keep in mind this is standard anatomical position, and we reference left and right as the individual specimen or organ is facing us. And this side right here is the left side of this body. So the left side of this plane is much smaller than the right side of this plane. This is a sagittal section. It does not need to divide the body equally into left and right portions. If we looked at this is also a sagittal section. We would call this a mid-sagittal section because it's going right down the middle of the body where we have equal right and left portions of the body. Now, if you look at this picture right here, my question for you is, why is this individual not, or how is this individual not in standard anatomical position? So think about that. This is what's known as a transverse or cross section. A transverse or cross section divides the body into a superior portion and an inferior portion. Once again, these do not need to be equal portions. And transverse or cross sections, as well as sagittal sections and the other planes that we will talk about, aren't just to the human body. We can take these planes and describe them with specific organs. For example, we could take a cross section or transverse section of the heart or any organ in the body. This right here is what's known as a coronal or frontal section, which will divide the body or the part or organ into an anterior portion and a posterior portion. Certainly this line looks like it's going pretty much right down the middle of this head right here. But once again, this coronal section could be going fairly posteriorly on this head. So once again, it doesn't have to divide this structure into equal anterior and posterior portions. Nonetheless, the coronal and frontal section divides it into anterior and posterior portions. That is sections and planes.